Hi, my name is Rob Dudeja and I'm a dentist. My business plan is to open up a unique dental clinic that will take away the inconvenience, pain, and fear of the unknown associated with the word dentist. Like in any other aspect of our life, technology has just taken over. I'm blessed that I'm in the era of dentistry where technology has helped me provide efficient care to my patients to make their lives better and easier. I still remember it just about a year ago when we received a call from Tom. He was in a panic because he had fractured off or broken a tooth, his front tooth, while playing racquetball. When he showed up to our clinic, we took a look at it, took an x-ray, and unfortunately all his fears had already come true. That tooth was not savable and needed to be extracted. At that time, we had a cone beam CT scan which takes a 3D picture of a patient's skull to be able to see if they have enough volume of bone to place an implant or not. We also had a specialist periodontist who does implant surgeries available in our clinic. He was able to print a 3D surgical guide with a 3D printer in our clinic so that he could do the surgery guided. So the tooth was extracted and an implant was placed right there and then within an hour. Now, Tom was in a very unique situation. He had a career-defining presentation lined up in 2 days, and he could not go out without a tooth. So the implant had to have a tooth on top of it. We also had a CAD/CAM milling unit in our clinic. So we took an intraoral digital scan of his tooth, we milled a crown, and we placed that crown on top of the implant. We were able to take care of Tom the same day, and you'll see the results why he was so extremely happy with what he was looking at. See, Tom was ecstatic with the results. He could now go on with his life and do whatever he had planned, and he ended up referring his kids and his wife to our clinic. Now, his kids actually love coming to us. They're able to play with the toys that we have. They get to pick one toy each, take it with them, the ones that they love and like. They are happy to see our pedodontist because they have never seen the dreadful drill or the fearful needle. Our pedodontist is able to take care of their cavities or sealants or whatever you may have with laser dentistry or painless and drillless dentistry. Tom's wife Sarah is extremely happy after she met with our orthodontist, who's also in-house and provides a range of services from 6-month smiles to Invisalign to your traditional braces. Now, Sarah is only halfway through her Invisalign treatment, and she already loves her results. And she loves the fact that she can come to our office, bring her kids, and all can be taken care of in one single appointment. She doesn't have to drive around town to take her kids to the pedodontist and then schedule another appointment to see her orthodontist, and then the whole family has to come to us to take care of fillings and cleanings and your regular dentistry. A little bit about myself. I graduated from dental school in 2011 from San Antonio, Texas. Since then, I have worked in every possible scenario imaginable. I have worked in corporate dentistry. I have worked in Medicaid practices. I have worked in super busy practices and boutique practices, in upscale practices, if you would. And what I have seen over the last 6 years is the challenges that a dental office faces and the challenges the patients face. And what leads to frustration is according to me at least, there's 3 things that lead to frustration: time, convenience, and finances. So basically, when I say time, it involves the amount of time that the patient spends during one appointment. So from the time they come into the clinic to the time they actually leave the clinic. Now that procedure could be for an hour, for 2 hours, for 3 hours, or it could be the whole day. It all depends on the procedure itself that's planned for that particular day. Convenience is basically how many appointments does it take for a plan to be completed. So for example, if you have a root canal and a crown, in a traditional dental setup, it may take up to 4 appointments to be able to finish the whole thing. In our clinic, we are able to do the whole root canal, crown in just 1 day. That is huge. Convenience also involves the location of the clinic and the hours of operation. Your traditional dental clinic is open only Monday to Thursday, 8 to 5. Our clinic is open Monday to Saturday, 7 to 7. So our patients have a lot of convenience and a lot of flexibility on the appointments that they can make according to their life, not according to our operation hours. Finances. Now that's the affordability of the treatment. One thing I wanted to point here is because we're using technology and we have all the specialists in our clinic, does not mean that our prices are higher. Our prices and insurance reimbursements are exactly the same as in a traditional dental setup. We are just efficient, we're just faster, and we're just better. Our business plan is not about a scheduling device or a product, but it's a model that will make everyone's life easier. What we want to invest is in 2 things. First, of course, technology, and the second, availability of specialists. Technology can not only be used to replace teeth, but it can be used for a variety of things, and we'll cover that in just a minute. But I wanted to touch a little bit more on how the specialists are going to work in a general dentist environment. Usually what happens is if a general dentist sees a case that is more involved surgically or a tooth needs to be replaced with a dental implant, the general dentist will send that patient over to the periodontist to be able to do the procedure. Now, the patient has to call the periodontist office to be able to schedule a consult and then get the surgery done. Now, the general dentist and the surgeon being in different locations always leads to some type of miscommunication or loss of information, and it can get very frustrating. For example, let's say another specialist, an orthodontist. Let's say someone needed to see an orthodontist and needed more straight teeth. We will send them to the orthodontist. Again, same thing. They go there for a consult and then start the treatment. A kid who is not being cooperative, and we have already spent an hour and a half struggling with the kid to cooperate with us, and then after like an hour, we decide, okay, we're going to send him to a pedodontist, a dentist for kids. Then the mom has to make another appointment, get a consult, and then get the treatment done. Now, if we had at least 3 of the specialists in our clinic, we pretty much cover all the dentistry. A general dentist, of course, has to be in the clinic because that's where the specialists are going to get their patients. We need a periodontist who can take care of the dental implants and wisdom teeth extractions. We need to have an orthodontist who can provide braces or Invisalign or 6-month smiles and all of those services. And a pedodontist for kids who can see only kids. This pretty much covers your typical family who may need any dental service. Now, if technology and every aspect that I talked about today is so amazing, then why don't we listen more about it? Why isn't this mainstream dentistry? Why is this not advertised on radio and televisions, and general public is just not aware of these things? Well, the main reason, first of all, is majority of the general dentists coming out of school have never been trained on these technologies. The second thing, every single equipment costs well over $150,000. And the third thing is the training that you have to do after dental school. I personally have invested over $50,000 in education after dental school to get efficient at these procedures. There is a big name out there by Clear Choice that advertises heavily on radio, televisions, brochures, direct mailers, you name it, and they have done it. But their model is basically implant-supported dentures on someone who is or may become toothless. For example, if someone's lost all their teeth or they're about to lose all their teeth because they've got extensive decay or just periodontal problems. But in a typical general dentist office for day-to-day routine procedures, for example, crowns, bridges, veneers, implant crowns, or laser dentistry, or cone beam CT scan, they just have not yet become mainstream, and that's why patients don't demand it as of yet. Now, mission is to provide high-quality dental care under the specialist with the use of latest technology. Our vision is to provide highly customizable, highly predictable, and highly efficient plans for all of our patients. Now, we're going to cover a little bit more about the availability of technology in our clinic. What we want to cover first is basically CEREC. CEREC is the CAD/CAM technology that allows us to do same-day dentistry. What that means is, if someone fractured off a crown, which can still be saved by a crown or a cap, we can do that in 1 day, in 1 hour actually. Someone got a root canal, we can actually do a crown right after the root canal in just 1 hour again. With the use of CEREC or any other CAD/CAM technology out there, we're now able to provide smile makeovers and cosmetic solutions permanently within the same day. The other one that is very unique is the cone beam CT scan, which we've kind of covered quite a bit in our presentation today, but just to give you an idea, it can be used to diagnose any type of pathology. For example, if someone has a cyst, it can be used to diagnose if someone may or can have sleep apnea. It can also be used to look at the sinuses, make sure there's no inflammation. And of course, if someone has enough volume of bone for dental implants. Covered all the philosophy and model of the dental clinic, Advanced Dental Care is seeking $600,000 of loan from your bank. Out of that $600,000, $550,000 will go towards building the practice, and $50,000 will be kept aside for working capital. The loan will be paid back in about 10 years, and with current interest rate of about 5%, the bank will gain $160,000 over 10 years. A typical dental office can be built in about $350,000. But because we're investing in latest technology and equipment, that's why we have a higher asking price. We also request the approving bank to charge us interest only for the first 15 months and then principal and interest from there on. This will help us maintain a positive cash flow from day one or month one. We will also be willing to open up merchandise accounts and business accounts from the approving bank. If you like my idea, please approve my loan today so that I can build a highly efficient practice and help all of our patients. Thank you for your time and keep flossing.